What's going on, people? You know what it is. This is your boy DJ Talented in the building, and I am fantastic today.
Are you really?
Yes. I'm still above ground and not under it.
There you go.
That's gonna be my dang on thing every day, every time. You dig? So when you hear me, you're gonna hear I'm still above ground and not under. But this is the show, the real,
the raw,
and the motherfucking rugged.
rugged.
You dig? So we didn't have to censor it this time. Last time we had to censor it because we had some kids on the show. So we uncensored around this motherfucker. To my right, I have
Miss Entertainment.
And on screen, we have
OG Sandi. Yay, in the house, babe.
Yeah. And y'all know how we do it every Saturday, 12 p.m. Stay tuned. Get in tune. We in tune.
Okay.
How was y'all week? Or it's been more than a week since we last been. Yeah. So how y'all doing?
Tired. Tired. But we like you said, I'm above ground and not below it, so it's all good. Very thankful and blessed.
Don't try to steal my stuff.
I'm giving you credit.
Miss Sandi, how have you been?
How's that hip?
Well, I'm getting over dislocated hip. You know, I was dancing and drinking some margaritas and trying to do the Mary J. Dance like Mary J. and kind of threw my leg one way and my body went the other way and ended up with a slightly dislocated hip that had to be put back in place. So I've been dealing with the aftermath. You know,
move it.
What's that saying? Fuck around and find out. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good. What is that? Pain pills and margaritas, you know, and I float on.
All right, that margarita is what got you in that place in the first place. Just saying.
Yeah, it was told to sit down and just sit down and clap my hands.
Yeah, sit down.
All right.
All right, Miss Entertainment, what we got going on this week?
All right, hot topics. Now, of course, you know, the slap that's been heard around the world, everybody's been talking about Will Smith, sneaking a slap, you know, for his Chris Rock. So just want to get y'all take on it, and then, you know, just want to go in a different direction, because what does that mean? What's the message we sending to these kids? Do y'all think Will was, because there has been some outcry that Will was correct and he was justified, where he's supposed to be protecting Jada's honor, even though the joke wasn't that serious. And to me, G.I. Jane, she was a hero, so I still didn't understand the magnitude of it.
My take on that is wrong place, wrong time. Because you can stand up for your wife. All you had to do is tell them, dude, no, cut that out. That's not gonna happen tonight. Basically, like he did after the slap. You know, just stop. Don't do that. You know, she got alopecia or whatever the case may be. So don't do that joke. But if the joke had already came out, tell them no, not no more. Leave that alone. And then behind stage, go up to him just like a normal man. Look, man, my wife is going through something right now. Those kind of jokes I can't allow you to do. But then go on about your business. But do not go on national TV and bitch slap somebody, sneak him. Now I can see if you stood up there, hey man, don't, or just went up on stage and say, hey man, don't do that joke. My wife is going through something right now. That's cool. But to put your hands on somebody for somebody making a joke, knowing that it's not a serious situation, you're wrong.
Miss Sandi, I know you said you tired, but any thoughts on that?
Well, as somebody who have reacted spur of the moment and regretted it as soon as I've done it or said it or whatever the case may be. And I know I'm not the only one. I can empathize and understand where Will came from. You can do stuff. I'm not condoning what he did because, and I really say kudos to Chris Rock because I would have been swinging,
Right.
back. So I can appreciate that. And I guess my take on it is we all do some stuff. I hope that the two of them are able to sit down at some time and talk about it. I think it's big, people making it big because people just grabbing on anything. They sensationalize everything. And I guess the thing that's really kind of pissing me off about the whole thing is when I hear the white people, and then some of the black people hollering about how traumatized they were. Oh, it just traumatized me.
Hell out of
The
there.
fuck? You wasn't trauma when they sit on that man's neck for 9 minutes, when he was calling for his mama. You weren't traumatized then? All the stuff that's been happening, seeing, stuff happening, that didn't traumatize you. But Will Smith slapping another man, on national TV has just traumatized you. One actress talking about she don't think she can ever be in his presence again without security. I'm like, bitch, don't nobody want to be around you, no way.
Right.
So I told y'all I was tired of talking about it. But my other thing is I am sick and tired of people, keep saying it's a reflection on the black community. There ain't no reflection on nobody but what Will Smith did at that time. Because if that's a reflection on the black community, then Kyle Rittenhouse and all them other motherfuckers is a reflection on the white community. So it's too early in the show for me to be going off. So
Nah,
I
that's what we
should
got
have
you here
pulled me a
for.
margarita.
That's what that OG speaks. We want to listen.
Yeah, but
True.
it's just we need to stop saying that because that happened. Then that's a reflection on all black people. So now all black people need to be aware. Man, please, no.
It,
I hate that it happened. I hate
Mhm.
that. I think Will hates that it happened. But one thing I wouldn't do, and I know we need to move on, but one thing I wouldn't do, I heard he's talking about doing a table talk with him and Jada. I wouldn't explain shit to nobody no more. I wouldn't say nothing else to nobody but Chris Rock. When him and Chris decide to sit down and talk about it, that's between him and Chris. Chris made it clear he had no intention of filing any charges against him. I'm sure people in Chris' ear talking about go for the money. I don't think he's going to do that either. That's my opinion. But I think just let them two men sit down and talk about it and deal with it. Didn't nobody die, you know, uh, and take a look at it, because maybe, just maybe, we've all been embarrassed at times. We've all had stuff said to us, people cracking jokes at your expense,
Right.
and that's not a good feeling. I don't know about you two, but I know I've had people crack jokes on my expense, you know, and I know how that made me feel. Now I may have wanted to hit somebody, but I didn't, I may have wanted somebody to hit somebody for me, because it can hurt your feelings at that time,
Yeah.
but then I also learned now I leave my feelings at home. So, you got to come real hard to mess with my feelings now.
Oh
So,
yeah. I mean, and then that's normal stuff that comedians do. They talk about celebrities. They talk about police. They talk about every damn body. And you
normal stuff that rapists do is just grab women because they just want to fuck them. Just because somebody do stuff that's normal, it's something that they've been doing, that doesn't make it mean that it's not something that needs to be looked at, addressed, and changed.
right.
Because there's a lot of people, and Jada's not the first one. It's been comedian after comedian after comedian. We never hear anything about it. When we watch the shows and we've seen them go off on people, say things about people, and most people just laugh, ha 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 ha. But you're not gonna tell me that some of that stuff don't hurt those people. They're not offended by it, and they wish it hadn't happened. And if the only way for me, if the only way you feel like you can get a laugh is by degrading or denigrating somebody else, then you need to check yourself. And I don't care if it's Will Smith who's doing it. I don't care if it's Dave Chappelle. I don't care if it's Chris Rock. I don't care who it is. If the only way you feel like you can get a laugh is by denigrating somebody, and I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but you know what I'm saying. If the only way you can get a laugh, maybe you need to check into that. There's enough shit going on and people dealing with enough stuff on an everyday level. You don't never know what's going to tick somebody off.
Now,
You don't know what's the last straw.
The most infamous or roast was, remember, at President Obama, which he did. That's what kind of fueled. It seemed like it's fueled that last president, Donald Trump, when he straight up roasted him. It was funny, but Donald was. I think he turned red versus orange.
Yeah, but shit, Donald did some stuff. Obama wasn't this, he wasn't that.
I think it was more revenge back there.
But I can't say that on the radio. But yeah, but I understand.
That was one of the things that was, I hear brought up. It's like, well, President Obama, when he roasted Donald Trump, but again, Donald didn't get up and slap nobody. Because words do hurt, but not enough to get up and take it to the violent.
When it took 6 security guards to restrain John Wayne from going on stage and attacking this Native American, was that a reflection on all white man, or was John Wayne just having a moment? And that was at the Academy Awards.
Oh my goodness, I haven't heard of that one.
And they had 6 security guards had to restrain him for from running on stage attacking this Native American woman who was speaking. So let's not just get it twisted and say, that this it's the reaction. People have reaction. Like I said, I've said things, I've done things, reacted that I wish I had just waited a split second long, because I'm sure Will has replayed that in his head over and over and over again. And I bet you Chris has replayed it in his head over and over and over again. I'm sure, Chris is like, dang, what did I say that was so deep? And Will's probably saying, damn, man, how did I just let myself go off like that? I'm sure they both doing it. Yeah. And that little comment that Denzel made about when you at your highest, that's when the devil come at you, that could go for Will or for Chris. Chris was on this platform, and when he was the devil came in and made him say that wasn't part of his routine that they had practiced. That wasn't on the teleprompt. He came out on stage and ad-libbed. So I'm sure if he had an opportunity to think, man, maybe I should have just read the teleprompter like I was supposed to, and Will's probably saying, man, if I had just sit there and thought for a minute, or even if I had just walked up and said, man, don't do that no more. If I just stayed in my seat and just been cool and dealt with it after or during a break, I'm sure they both had second thoughts, third, fourth, and fifth thoughts about how the situation went down that night.
Right.
Now, what are your thoughts on the women that are supporting Will, that he's, he's sticking up, or he's standing up for his woman, his wife?
I don't think it's so. I think I don't think they are supporting so much the violence or the physical aspect of it. I think they are supporting the idea that this Black man stood up and protected or defended his Black woman, because when I hear everybody who I heard saying that, they're not condoning violence. That's not, even when Tiffany said it, when some other people have said it, it's not, nobody I heard said that they was condoning the violence. But what they are saying is that it was like a breath of fresh air, when so many times what we hear is Black women being torn down. What was the woman, just the award show the other week, when a woman's gonna trivialize Serena and Venus? Y'all ain't doing nothing. Nobody came to their defense. And it's so many times that black women, like Malcolm X say, black women are the most disrespected people on the planet of the earth. So I think when the black women or women period or whoever saying it felt good that somebody stood up and protected her, I don't think they were so much talking about the violence or condoning the violence. It was just a breath of fresh air. That's what I got out of it.
What I was gonna say, I just think there could have been, but yeah, I agree. We all have had moments, because we're human, that you wish you can take back, do differently, and I'm hoping that was the case of Will, and I do commend Chris Rock on how he handled it, because I agree. I don't know if I could have had that much restraint.
Exactly.
When somebody just come up and just slap, like he said, slap the shit out you, So definitely commend him. But does that still, is there? Because now folks talking about taking his Grammy Award, his Oscar away from him, and it's like, no, I don't. He earned that because of his.
I don't think they're gonna take that away, and he's already step down or quit or resign or whatever you do from the
people
academy.
Calling for it, but that's like, that's not fair for him.
And I'm like, come on. He made, you can keep, and half of the people, that's what I say about, half of these people, want to talk about the violence but they also want to talk about doing the Christian thing and how that was so unchristian like, or, they always, he can't make a mistake, and that one mistake gets to nullify everything else. That's crazy. And I'm sorry, but I can't go along with that. Okay. No, don't take his award away. He already stepped down. What else you gonna do to him? You don't want to put him in no more movies. Don't put him in no more movies. When people say, well, people, he had kids who looked up to him, and then what kids are going to be able to see if we're going to teach kids about what life is really all about? Then what they're going to be able to see if here's somebody who knew better, but because he let his anger or his emotions get the best of him, this is what happened. This can be an example to them. This is not something for them to look down on. Some kid one day gonna be able to, at the age of 25 or 30, be able to look back and say, because of my mom or my teacher or somebody telling me that's what happens when you lose your temper, that made me stop. That Will Smith incident made me stop and think about what was going to happen. Everything is not always a negative impact on kids. Kids are just little mini us. They just look mini us, so as long as we, because it's our responsibility to talk to the kids and explain this to the kids and help the kids to understand and to discuss it with them. That's our responsibility, and how we react to it, what we do and how we act, it's going to be the influence that's going to influence the kids. So now we telling the kids, you can't never make no mistake, or you make a mistake, the whole world gonna be against you. You're gonna be a pariah. Ain't nobody gonna like you. You're gonna lose everything. That's not real life. We all make mistakes. We all make bad decisions. Let's learn from it.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all see that story of the Florida kid where they was running a track meet and he sped up just to punch the other kid in the back of the head because he was winning the race?
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. The other kid, when they went around the lap, the previous lap, the white boy hit him and pushed him out. Pushed him out the way. So when he came back around again, the black boy ran up and caught and hit him. Now, the whole part, read the whole thing, look at the whole video. They showed it. They've been talking about it.
The video that I saw, they didn't have that part in the article I saw. They didn't go into that deep. They were just showing from that.
Yeah, right. They just showed that one part. They wanted to sensationalize, and it just showed somebody just arbitrarily came up and hit somebody. The guy
who had to be more than that.
Yeah, the guy who did the hitting, the thing that he was so upset about, he wasn't even in the race. The boy came over, he running, the white boy running. This black boy wasn't even in the race.
Yeah.
He was on the sidelines. He wasn't in the race. And when he came for the lap ahead of him, the white boy pushed him. What? Okay, now this is what happened when you push me. When you come back around, I'm ready for on site. That's what the black guy said.
Yep.
On site.
Okay, now from what I understand, the action is going towards the black kid as far as I guess.
Of course, but why are you surprised?
They don't want to shame their people.
I mean, why are you surprised? I just finished before early this morning, I watched this thing. This black guy, Nathaniel Woods, was given the death penalty for killing 3 cops. He was not, they didn't charge him for having a weapon. They didn't charge him for shooting. They know he never shot anybody. They know he never held the gun. The guy who actually did the shooting got life with no parole. But because they did not like Nathaniel's attitude in the courtroom when he kept insisting, I didn't kill nobody. I ain't shoot nobody. I ain't have no gun. I ain't do nothing. And they wanted him to break. And because he didn't, they executed this man in Alabama. This is a case from they don't care. Of course they gonna blame him.
It's crazy.
What? A black boy hit a white boy, knocked the hell out of him. Oops.
That did happen. You saw the little kid just rolling.
He finna get a good, healthy sentence for that.
Yeah. So if he got a good lawyer, his lawyer better put because I know they're gonna try to say, well, he should have hit him when he hit him. You can't. They're gonna try to make it be premeditated because he had to wait till he come back around the track before he can get him back. Them kids, they still kids. They do kid thing. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. So what's the lesson now? The white boy can come and push me, and when I get him back, I'm the one in trouble again. The colonizers, please. Okay, why we keep talking about the white people today?
And I'm not talking about the white people, just telling you about what I read and getting y'all thoughts on it.
That's crazy,
but everything just always go full circle and come right back around to it.
It does.
I just don't know.
It does every time.
Every time. But no, I just hope the little young brother from the track meet gets a good lawyer.
Yeah, he's gonna need it.
He's gonna need it. He's definitely gonna need it.
I hope he get, because they coming for him.
Yeah,
and I hate
Johnny
that.
Cochran.
Johnny dead.
I know, but I'm just saying he needs somebody that's on that level. I said he oh Johnny Cochran.
Now let's step in that courtroom. It's over. Let's step in that courtroom. And everybody else goes, all right.
Now, just going back to, and I guess what are your thoughts as far as moving forward? Because this incident with the Chris Rock and Will Smith is going to be played for a little while longer, but the lessons that comes out of that's what or the reactions or the penalties or whatever. That's what we're watching now, because I was watching one of those shows where Cheryl Underwood was saying that she doesn't even want to go out and perform anymore because she's afraid that somebody might not like something that she said and gonna run up on stage and try and attack her.
Well, normally
she ain't talking about nobody personally attacking nobody. If you're making a generic joke and you're not specifically picking one person out or pointing to one person, why would somebody run up on stage? But I mean, but then they was gonna do that. If somebody was gonna do that, they was gonna do that anyway. They've had people. Don't act like nobody's ever went after comedians before. and no sense in comedians trying to act like that all they jokes are just so funny. No, I've even heard comedians talk about, seriously talk about how after a show that the person who they was talking about, they had incidents where we was waiting on them after the show and was ready to throw down, because they was upset about they didn't run up on stage, but they waited for them outside. Meet me outside.
Cash me outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
catch me
I think we
outside.
need to. I think they do need to start putting security up, because if this happens again, it's going to be a little bit worse than just a slap. Somebody gonna get out of they get into their feelings, I guess. And if they do get on stage, they're gonna do more than just a slap. So I feel like comedians, they should have at their comedy shows, they should have some security up there now.
Yeah, because they
Of course,
always
I
talk
think
about
they
somebody.
I think they should have security anyway. But like I said earlier, just because it's something they've always done doesn't mean it doesn't need to be something they need to look at, whether it's something they need to continue doing.
Right.
Because you don't know. I could be sitting there in the audience. You don't know what I've been through.
Right.
My day with me. Then I don't took my money and use to come see you to be entertained. You love
Your phone
hey, you
up a
never
little
know. I
bit.
might be the one to snap. I mean, because you never know. So I'm thinking, and times are so much different now. They keep saying everybody's so sensitive. I don't think people have gotten over sensitive. I think people are just tired.
Tired. Okay.
They go through, there's so much going on, and they don't get a chance to regroup from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. I think they're just tired. That's my personal opinion. They're just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. All right. You want to go into Miss Sandy's talks?
Miss Sandy's been talking all morning.
All right, Miss Sandy. What is the OG thought of today? What you gonna talk to us? About something else, probably. What are your other? What knowledge do you want to pass on? Uh-oh. Did we lose Miss Sandy?
Miss Sandy, I think you frozen there a little bit.
I'm still frozen.
Oh, there you are. You back?
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see me moving. Okay.
Yeah.
The confirmation hearing, KBJ, Judge Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the news, Cory Booker and the comments he made to the judge. That moved me. That was another instance when Tiffany Haddish said that about it felt good seeing a black man stand up for a black woman, protecting a black woman. When Cory Booker made the comments he made, that actually brought tears to my eyes, because I'm like, he did it so unabashful, so unashamed, so determined to make sure that everybody understood. After this woman has been sit there and just totally disrespected by people who, just from the start, before the hearings even start, asking to know what her LSAT scores were, and I'm like, show us your GED scores. Don't nobody ask those kinds of questions, and it was, the child, just the whole thing. I just think, and this is somebody who the majority of people who are voting against her now or said they would vote against her just a year ago or 18 months ago confirmed her for a federal judgeship. So What's changed other than the fact that she's going on the Supreme Court?
That's
And
it.
you get ready to question her and trying to see whether she will be can keep her personal stuff out of it and make just decisions. And Clarence wife is around the court, you know. Oh no, it keep coming back to white people, don't it, y'all?
Yeah.
Keep coming back to white. It just keep. You know,
Yeah,
accident getting upset because African nations and Asian nations and Arab nations are supporting the West and supporting the Ukraine, you know. But like I've been seeing and hearing some of the people from these other countries say, you know, like the way y'all came in and supported us when that country came in and was doing this, and how you let so many of us die, oh, and stuff. You want us to come and fight for Ukraine? Is that Ukraine? That's it. Who that is? I know what they are. Ukraine. What's the name of the country? That's fine. Ukraine. Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
Ukraine.
I saw you on the news where they did the guy from, I think he's from Nigeria, and it was just really, it was hilarious to him because they asked him, was he going to go and fight for Ukraine, and he was like, Ukraine? Are you serious? Why? Why would I fight for Ukraine? You know, you can't, whatever, however. But it's just so interesting. Um, you got, and I know everything shouldn't be coming down to black and white, but shit, it is. You know, you got
Yeah,
two white boys over there fighting each other, you know. And my thing is, I'm sitting back and looking at the horror that they've inflicted on each other, and all I can say is, well, shit, we don't stand a chance. If they can do that to each other and stand back and watch each other do that to each other, you know, because that's what the other, you know, other ones are doing. The NATO and the Western country, they standing back. Britain, Germany, France, you know, they making comments and sending weapons, but they basically sitting back watching. You know, so if they don't sit back and watch, you know, where's the red line? You know, so if they can go that far with each other when they fighting and killing each other, you know, when they fighting Africans or blacks or any people of color, ain't no red line. You know, so that's where I am. You know, me, I'm just trying to see what's good on the Disney Channel. You know, watch one of them Marvel movies. You know, where's Thanos when you need him? That's
Too
my
much going on.
yes.
Too much
But
going
I
on.
wish everyone what they done, Johnson Soul Train, peace, love, and soul. That's what I wish everybody.
yeah.
I'm gonna go to what's his name? Rodney King. Can we all just get along? Damn.
Can't we just all get along? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
All right,
about. You
moving
know.
on.
Yeah.
Did you know? All right. So, in this segment, we celebrate and acknowledge the African American and their contributions to making this country great. As we know, February is Black History Month, but we celebrate Black history on this show every week. So, for this week, we're going to talk about Miss Alicia Garza. Alicia, born in Oakland, California, is an activist and credited for co founding the International Black Lives Matter movement. She has organized around the issues of health, student services, and rights of domestic workers, ending police brutality, anti racism, and violence against transgender and gender nonconforming people of color. Her editorial writing has been published by The Guardian, The Nation, Rolling Stone, and Truth Out. She currently directs special projects at the National Domestic Workers Alliance and is the principal at the Black Futures Lab. So today, Miss Alicia Garza, we celebrate you and salute you for your contributions to making this country great.
Yay.
We ain't getting no caps.
I'm
There we
waiting
go.
on. Yeah, what a sound effect. Yeah.
Get some
I
claps
had to
up in there.
remember which button it was.
All right. Moving on to my Check Your Truth. So, Check Your Truth segment is where I take some time to exhale and just blow some shit out. Now, all week we have been debating over if Will was justified for hitting Chris in protection of his wife. As a woman, of course, you want to feel safe and protected by your significant other, but at the same time, at what cost? Let's be clear, that was some Hollywood shit. We know if that incident would have happened on the streets, someone would be planning a funeral or multiple of funerals. And instead of people shouting that Will was justified, they would be shouting, stop the violence. Violence begets violence. We can't be out here marching with someone of another race that wrongs, or marching because another race wrongs us, and at the same time repeatedly wronging ourselves or each other. So, as your president of the Real Ass People Society, women are the backbone to every society. Life begins and ends with us. So, I encourage the ladies to recognize and embrace the importance of your power and your influence. Be the voice of reason and the example of alternative ways of settling disagreement. We have the responsibility to teach this generation of how to live as adults with each other. Now, just imagine, what if Jada would have got up and caught Will and pulled his coattail before he started that shitstorm? The world will be talking about and looking at her strength and not his cowardness. So, God bless you and these United States of America.
Well, all righty then.
Interesting point.
Can I
Interesting
get
point
a
of view.
clap? Can I get a clap?
Oh, you want to clap? Oh.
So, turning it back over to DJ Talented for final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Will, you was wrong, but you was right. Two things there. You was wrong because you publicly did what you did, which is went up there and slapped the man. You took the time to get out your seat, get up on stage, walk up to the man, and then you sneak slapped him. You ain't say nothing to him. You just sneak slapped him. That was wrong. But protecting your woman or defending your woman is what a man is supposed to do from day one. So you was right in defending your wife, but you were wrong for slapping this man and sneak slapping him when you could have pulled him to the side after the commercial or whatever the case may be, and let him know that this hurts my wife's feelings because this is what she's going through. And I'm pretty sure Chris would have said, "Oh man, my bad. I didn't know that, and I apologize for that." And he probably would have even went to Jada and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what your situation was, and I didn't mean to, embarrass you or say anything that can remotely hurt your feelings." And I did also see a little snippet of some years ago. Will was on the Arsenio Hall show, and there was a guy that was in Arsenio's band that had alopecia, that he said something funny about him having alopecia. So the internet don't get rid of nothing. Anything that's on the internet is gonna stay on the internet, and when you do something wrong, it's gonna hunt you. So whatever you doing wrong, you might want to stop that shit because it's gonna come back to hunt you. Don't put it on the internet. People then got sent to jail for doing stupid stuff on the internet or doing crimes and then posting it on the internet. Like the FBI don't watch the internet. That's what they catch.
Alphabet Boys always on there.
They catching a lot of people from them doing stupidness. And that's my final thoughts about that. Miss Sandy.
You said something interesting. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay. You that Chris Rock apologizing to Jada. And I think that's something that needs to be considered. that doesn't negate, and I'm not saying that it negates at all what Will did at all. But the comment, I just hadn't thought about that. You made a statement of you said something about, Will, once he found out I mean, say not Will, Chris, once he found out he can go to Jada and say, Jada, I'm sorry, I didn't know that about you. I didn't mean to do that. Well, it's something that he can still do now.
Right.
Mhm.
He can.
He can.
But with them two being at odds right now, I don't think at this moment that he'll be able to do that. He can publicly do it by doing it on social media or something like that, but to actually physically go to her right now, they probably ain't gonna let that happen.
Nah.
Well, I don't think none of them are going to talk to each other right now, but I think eventually he'll have the opportunity to do it. Just like I hope eventually him and Will sit down and have a
Yeah.
discussion about
Yeah,
it.
that's definitely
I really do. Even if to the place to say we'll be like, okay, man, come on, just smack me back. We'll videotape it and put it on, do it on live. You smack me back. Just joking around, but
yeah,
seriously,
it could become a comedy skit.
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm
that
sure
would take all that
that,
that'd take all that steam out if they did something
Yeah.
together.
yeah, because I'm telling you, the next award show, the next anything, somebody, Saturday Night Live. I can't even wait to see how Saturday Night Live gonna deal with this.
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
Everybody trying to get their 15 minutes of fame off of this.
Exactly.
I've seen all kind of YouTubers and all them doing some type of
some memes out there that's funny.
memes. And
Oh yeah.
I done seen one where they got Will Smith slapping Jesus.
That was wrong.
Now, if whoever made that, you going straight to hell with flying jet shoes on.
I saw one where
Was Jesus talking about Jada?
No.
Was
And
Jesus
it-
talking? Was Jesus
if he
talking
was-
about Jada?
No, but if he was, Will, you think you're gonna slap Jesus? Hey, you get one of these.
Well, it's a lot of people. Will, if that had been Shaq up there, he wouldn't have slapped Shaq. If that had been The Rock up there, he wouldn't have slapped The Rock. DJ Talent, if that had been you up there, I don't think Will would have walked up there and smacked you.
Will would have got his ass beat. I'm not gonna be the one to get a slap and then just sit there and be like, "Oh, Will Smith slapped me." Will Smith, hey, y'all better get him off the ground.
Talking about that, I saw one where
And I just keep imagining
Mike Tyson is going to be hosting next year.
I just keep imagining the outcome. Okay, if he had to slap Samuel Jackson, motherfucker.
Yeah, definitely. Sam would have been on his back.
Would have been out there, And Mike, did you just slap me? Did you just slap me?
No, Mike gonna go crazy. He gonna go back to Evander Holyfield day when he bit his ear.
he gonna be biting ears and nose and everything else.
All he gonna do is hit Will one time, and y'all got to get him off the ground.
Well, he ain't gonna even have to hit Will.
Right.
Will ain't gonna do that. He picked the right one.
Yeah,
he picked the right one.
It was a sneak move, so
that's true too.
It was a sneak move, so we'll do it to somebody else.
And then if Chris Rock, say he believe in God, and everything is preordained, and God knew that was gonna happen, he need to kind of, when he talked to God, kind of find out why God didn't give him why you didn't let me know what Will was coming up here to do. I thought we were cool.
No, God gonna say, see, I got you. Now look at your concert. You're selling out.
Yeah.
See, I'm helping you out.
You can look at this thing so many different ways, because it could have been a publicity stunt just to get Chris Rock back up there.
He back up there.
Yeah.
He's back up there. He definitely need to be saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Slap me again.
Now I wasn't even thinking about going to his concert. Now I'm thinking, because he's gonna be talking about it.
Dude, they say he sold more tickets in the past few days than he don't sold in the past month for all his shows.
I believe it.
He gonna be like, did y'all see Will slap the shit out of me? Yeah, that should be his opening
And,
line right
and
there.
then they said somebody at the show in Boston was laughing, saying something about fuck Will Smith. And said Chris Rock said, no, we're not doing that. We ain't finna make Will piss no more.
See, that's funny.
Don't want Jada coming up here slapping me.
Have all the kids, Willa, Jalen, whatever the Jaden, have the whole tribe up in
and the
there.
oldest son.
Hey, what Jaden said. See, that's how my family rock. That's what Jaden said. That was his response to it. That's how my family rock. I'm like, okay.
Them kids are
with what's his name? Tony. What's his name? His brother.
Tony Rock.
Yeah.
He's like on
Tony
site.
said it's on.
It's on site.
Tony said it's on.
See, that's who should have been up there. Tony would
Yeah, it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
It did.
Because if Tony had been up there, it would.
It would have went all the way left.
Then we've been talking about something totally different. But yeah.
Yes. Conversation would definitely be different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Are we gonna pay some bills?
Oh, we finna pay some bills to people.
All right.
Shoot to the sponsor.
Terradome Entertainment. We turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities. If your dream is to become a photographer, we have a nice intimate photo studio just for you. If you want to record that next hit song or do voiceover work, we have a state-of-the-art studio also for you. If you want to professionally record your own podcast, well, we have that too. Check us out at www.terradomeentertainment.com. We are the only ones to turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities.
So, we have come to the end of the show. Got a couple things that we need y'all to know is that for you artists out there, if y'all want to be heard on the radio, we have a radio station, Terradome Entertainment Radio, where you can be heard all around the world. And we are doing segments for independent artists. So if you're an independent artist, hit us up at info@terradomeent.com and we can get you played on the radio. And maybe we can get you nationally known. You never know. Or internationally known. You never know. So send your music to us. Make sure you put your legal stuff in there so that nobody can take your stuff. Make sure you are registered for copyrights so no one can take your stuff. That is your stuff. Once you do it, that's yours. Send that information in to us. We get you played, and you maybe even get a chance to get an interview on the radio as well. But also, as you heard on the commercial, we have a studio here for recording, mixing, and mastering. If you need to do ADR for your movies, we can do that as well. We have a podcast location / radio station where you can come in and do your podcast. Also, if you want to be a radio DJ, we can get you a segment on the radio. Just let us know. Hit us up. Again, that's info@terradomeent.com. Also, for you photographers, a photography studio is here waiting on you. Get in where you fit in. I am DJ Talented, your host. To my right,
Ms. Entertainment.
She was doing good. She was
I was doing
good.
so good.
She got it. She got it when we first came in.
And this is OG Sandy.
We got OG Sandy in the building. How can people get in contact with y'all if they wanted to speak with you guys?
MIZZENTATL on all social platforms. Miss Sandy, how can we get in contact with you?
You can find me, Sandi Pruitt, on Facebook, Phoenix Blue 0618 on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. So, again, a great show. Will,
very interesting.
You did good, but you did bad. Chris Rock, you did the best that you could have done.
And going all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Hey, get your coins. But yeah, that was a situation that should not have happened. But since it has happened, everybody needs to learn from it.
Well, I don't even know why people confused. Will don't already said he bad boy for life. You know.
Yeah.
That was a movie, but the real.
Well, he's bad boy 3 times over.
Hey.
Movies.
Oh, you know what? They are going to be filming that soon, huh? Bad Boys 3.
No, that'll be 4.
Yep.
4. You right.
4. Yeah.
But that's good.
Bad boy for life, slapping a motherfucker.
That'd be funny. They have characters going in there and slapping everybody.
Yeah. They got to incorporate that in there.
Make sure it's a sneak slap too.
Yeah.
If somebody know you finna slap him, no, you gotta sneak slap him. Like you
Yeah, slapping Martin Lawrence a couple of times.
did. Martin going to hey, that's not it. That's not it.
I ain't Chris Rock.
If they do that, then they're gonna have to pay Chris. If they put his name in it, they're gonna have to pay him.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely be action packed.
Yeah. So this is Terror Dome Entertainment Radio. Also real, raw, and rugged. And we out.
We give you the real, like you popping a red pill. Ain't no time for acting, it's like camera action. Real life is no script, real talk is what it is. Enlighten your success, sit back at it again. Until you can't filter it, it's raw. Uncut, no taste, give it to you in your face. Fresh off the chopping block, delivery every Sunday. Rugged, it is the show, the substance guaranteed you need for something. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, boy.